Ladies and gentlemen, there is a hidden law of money, one that the world has largely overlooked, a truth so profound, yet so simple, that once you understand it, it can change your life forever. This hidden law isn't about grinding day and night. It's not locked inside stock charts, crypto coins, or even high-end investment portfolios. It's not only found in business schools or boardrooms. No. Many people spend their lives working hard, hustling, grinding day after day, yet they continue to live paycheck to paycheck. They do everything the world tells them to do: wake up early, stay late, work overtime, pursue side hustles, and cut expenses. But still, they feel stuck. Still, wealth seems like a far-off dream. Why does it seem like some people work half as hard, but make 10 times more money? Why do others, with less talent and fewer credentials, live in financial freedom, while others live in silent financial frustration? The answer lies in a hidden truth, often overlooked: money follows belief, not just effort. Effort matters, but it is not the master key. Hard work alone cannot overcome a poverty mindset. You can spend your life chasing money, but if deep inside you believe you are undeserving of wealth, or that money is scarce, you will keep pushing it away, unknowingly. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. The mind is the root, and money is just one of its fruits. Whatever you truly believe about money, whether it's good or evil, abundant or limited, easy or difficult to earn, will manifest itself in your financial reality. Florence Scovel Shinn understood this principle long before it was commonly discussed. She taught that your consciousness creates your conditions, and your beliefs form your bank balance. If you believe money is hard to come by, it will be. If you believe only the lucky get rich, you'll subconsciously remove yourself from the flow of wealth. If you believe you're not smart enough or educated enough to earn large amounts of money, your subconscious will find a way to prove you right, by self-sabotage, procrastination, or attracting dead-end opportunities. Belief is not just mental, it becomes magnetic. You are always sending out signals, vibrations, to the universe. These are not sent by your conscious affirmations alone, but by the core beliefs you carry every single day. You may be saying, "I want to be rich," but if, deep inside, you believe money is the root of all evil, or that rich people are greedy, or that you'll never really have enough, then that negative belief is the true prayer being answered. Your outer effort cannot override your inner resistance. This is why you may find someone who doesn't work as many hours as you do, doesn't have the same qualifications, and yet effortlessly attracts opportunities, wealth, and financial freedom. It's not that they're lucky. It's that their beliefs are aligned with abundance. They expect money to flow. They believe money is good. They see themselves as worthy of luxury, wealth, and success. Their subconscious and conscious minds are in agreement, and so, they receive. One of the greatest secrets to attracting wealth is learning to shift your inner beliefs. Instead of simply grinding harder, start going deeper. Ask yourself, what do I really believe about money? What did I learn from my parents, my culture, or religion? Do I believe money is spiritual or corrupt? Do I feel guilty desiring more? Do I feel safe receiving more? These questions open the door to transformation. Money has no bias. It doesn't come to those who deserve it the most or work the hardest. It flows to those who are most aligned with it vibrationally. If your beliefs about money are rooted in lack, then you'll continue to struggle, no matter how disciplined or determined you are. But when you upgrade your beliefs, when you begin to truly feel worthy of wealth, to love and respect money as a tool for good, and to expect financial ease, then you begin to magnetize it. This shift is not overnight. It requires daily awareness and intention. Begin speaking a new financial identity into existence. Replace, "I can't afford that," with, "I'm choosing to prioritize other things right now." Instead of, "Money is hard to make," say, "Money flows easily and freely into my life." Begin to bless your bills instead of fearing them. Celebrate every amount of income, even the smallest. The universe responds not just to gratitude, but to your emotional state. Joy attracts more joy. Fear attracts more fear. Take inventory of your environment too. Surround yourself with people, media, books, and conversations that support a wealth-conscious mindset. If you constantly hear complaints, scarcity, and doom, your subconscious will absorb it. But if you consistently hear empowerment, abundance, and wealth creation, your beliefs will start to evolve naturally. Your mind is like soil. Whatever you plant in it will grow. So plant the seeds of abundance daily and water them with your focus and faith. This hidden law, that money follows belief, is the reason why people who win the lottery often lose it all within years. Their outer world changed suddenly, but their inner belief system didn't shift. Deep down, they still saw themselves as poor, unworthy, or incapable of managing wealth, so the subconscious brought them right back to where they began. Likewise, there are people who have lost everything, only to rebuild wealth even faster, because their belief system remained anchored in prosperity. You can try to outwork a poverty mindset, but it will exhaust you. You can try to ignore your beliefs, but they will manifest anyway. Real wealth begins on the inside. When you start to see yourself as already wealthy, not just financially, but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, your outer life must begin to mirror that. You will begin to take inspired actions. You will speak with confidence. You will attract opportunities that previously passed you by. Money is not something you chase. It is something you align with. And the most powerful way to align with wealth is to believe, not just wish, that it is already yours. Believe you are worthy. Believe it is easy. Believe it is good. Because the universe doesn't reward effort alone. It responds to belief. Change your beliefs, and you'll change your bank account. Most people go through life completely unaware that their words are shaping their financial destiny. Every sentence spoken, every phrase repeated, every casual complaint or joke about money carries magnetic power. Words are not just sounds. They are energetic frequencies that either attract wealth or repel it. This is the hidden law of money that few acknowledge, but it is one of the most powerful. What you continually speak, you eventually live. Florence Scovel Shinn, one of the early pioneers of spiritual manifestation, understood this law clearly. She famously said, "Your word is your wand," and she meant it literally. With each word, you are casting a spell, not over others, but over your own life, your own finances, your own future. Your words are commands that your subconscious mind receives and obeys. Your reality begins to shift in the direction of your dominant vocabulary. If you're constantly saying, "I'm broke," "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "I'll never be able to afford that," you are sending out powerful instructions to the universe and your own subconscious that you are not in harmony with wealth. The result: missed opportunities, blocked income, and a continual cycle of scarcity. The words seem harmless on the surface, but they become the blueprint for your reality. You can only rise as high as the language you live in. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a joke and a truth. It simply accepts whatever you repeat often enough. If you say, "I'm always struggling with money," even as a joke, your subconscious hears, "Struggle equals normal," and it makes sure to maintain that status quo. You might think you're just venting, but you're actually programming your financial future with every complaint. Now imagine reversing this. Imagine beginning to speak words of abundance, ease, and receiving. Phrases like, "Money comes to me easily," "I am open to financial blessings," or "I am a magnet for divine wealth." These aren't just feel-good affirmations, they are magnetic declarations. When spoken consistently and with belief, they begin to reorganize your internal belief system and rewire your vibration. That's when the outer world starts to shift to match your inner declarations. It may feel strange at first. You may say, "I am wealthy," and your bank account may tell a different story, but the key is to persist. The words you speak must lead your reality, not follow it. If you only speak based on what you see, you will stay stuck in what is. But if you speak based on what you desire and believe, you begin creating a new reality from the inside out. Your language must match the life you want, not the life you want to escape. You cannot speak words of poverty and expect to live a life of prosperity. You cannot complain about bills and expect more money to show up. You cannot say, "Nothing ever works out for me," and expect success to knock at your door. The universe listens, not just to your thoughts, but to your spoken words. Words are more than thoughts. They are thoughts made solid, sound turned into command. This is why people who habitually speak in terms of wealth, gratitude, and abundance seem to attract opportunities with ease. Their words are aligned with belief, and belief creates reality. They bless their money, they speak well of others' success, and they talk as though their dreams are already real. This attitude, spoken aloud and often, puts them in vibrational harmony with wealth. One of the most practical shifts you can make in your financial life is to develop a habit of watching your mouth. Not just for politeness or professionalism, but for prosperity. Start noticing the way you speak about money every single day. Listen to yourself talk when paying a bill, checking your bank account, or seeing someone else succeed. Are your words empowering or limiting? Are you creating or destroying? Speak as if every word is a seed, because it is. When you say, "I am always supported financially," you are planting a seed of security. When you say, "Money is flowing to me now," you are watering that seed. And when you say, "I never have enough," you are poisoning the soil before anything can grow. The spoken word either builds or breaks. It never leaves you neutral. Over time, your words begin to shape your expectations, and your expectations shape your actions, and your actions shape your outcomes. But it begins with the mouth. Speak faith when your finances look uncertain. Speak abundance when things feel tight. Speak peace when others are in panic. This isn't denial. This is spiritual authority. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the power of the word. In the book of Genesis, creation began with the phrase, "Let there be light," not with action, but with a word. Similarly, your financial creation begins with your declaration. You must declare the life you want, even if you have no visible evidence of it. Because your words are the first evidence. When you speak, you begin to mold the unseen realm into visible form. In conclusion, if you want to become richer than you dreamed, you must first speak wealth into your world. Speak it even when no one believes you. Speak it when your situation contradicts it. Speak it until your subconscious believes it, until your vibration matches it, and until your outer life reflects it. The universe always listens, and your words are the password. Change your language, and you will change your financial future, word by word, declaration by declaration. Because your word truly is your wand. Use it wisely, use it boldly, and it will open the doors to wealth beyond your imagination. Imagination is not just a gift for artists, dreamers, or children. It is a spiritual and financial superpower that very few people know how to use. In truth, everything that exists in the physical world first existed in someone's imagination. Every building, business, invention, or fortune began with an invisible image, a thought, a mental picture, a dream. That is the real secret behind wealth. Before you can ever hold it in your hand, you must first hold it clearly and powerfully in your mind. The hidden law of money is that it follows the images you consistently create and energize in your imagination. Not just random daydreams, but focused, emotional, and repeated mental pictures of abundance, success, and financial freedom. Your mind is a projector, and the reality you experience is the screen. Most people keep looking at the outer world, trying to change it through force or struggle. But the real power lies in changing the picture inside, because the outer world is only a reflection of the inner one. Florence Scovel Shinn often emphasized this truth in her teachings. She believed that imagination is the key to unlocking divine supply. She taught that you must see and feel the good you desire as already yours, and in doing so, you align with the invisible forces that bring it to pass. This isn't wishful thinking or fantasy, it's creative law. When you consistently visualize wealth, you activate mental pathways, emotional frequency, and spiritual permission to receive more. You see, your subconscious mind responds to images and emotions, not logic. It doesn't care if what you imagine is real or not. It simply accepts repeated mental pictures as truth. So if you constantly imagine bills piling up, bank accounts going negative, or worst-case scenarios about money, your subconscious accepts that as your reality. It then begins shaping your behaviors, emotions, and decisions in ways that make that picture come true. On the other hand, if you train yourself to imagine a life of ease, generosity, financial overflow, and abundance, consistently and vividly, then your subconscious begins to build that into your outer world. It influences your speech, your body language, your intuition, your confidence. Suddenly you make better decisions, attract new opportunities, meet helpful people, and walk through doors that once felt closed. You begin to live out what you have first imagined. One reason people fail to tap into the power of imagination is that they don't believe it's real. They think imagination is just in the mind, not understanding that everything created, every business, home, technology, or even a dollar bill, began in someone's imagination first. The physical realm is always the second step. First comes the unseen, then comes the seen. The wealthiest individuals, consciously or not, have mastered this. They don't just hustle, they visualize. They spend time seeing the end result before they take the first step. They imagine success down to the detail, the office, the car, the freedom, the feeling, and by doing that, they align their entire system with their goal. It becomes inevitable. What the mind can see and the heart can feel, the hands will eventually hold. If you want to become richer than you've ever dreamed, you must make your imagination your daily companion. Not in a vague or passive way, but as a discipline. Close your eyes for a few minutes each day and imagine your financial life as you want it to be. In high-definition clarity. Picture yourself walking through your dream home, opening your bank app and smiling, blessing others freely, giving without worry, and enjoying financial peace. Don't just see it, feel it. Add sound, emotion, joy, and gratitude to the experience. As you continue doing this, something subtle but powerful begins to happen. Your mind starts to accept this image as normal. And once your mind accepts it, it starts to look for ways to make it real. You'll notice ideas flowing more easily. You'll have intuitive nudges to take action. You'll respond differently to opportunities because you're already mentally living in that wealth. The process of manifestation begins the moment your imagination accepts the new picture and treats it as reality. There's nothing mystical about this. It's simply how energy works. What you focus on expands. What you feel becomes magnetic. What you dwell on in imagination becomes your future. The problem is, most people use this power in reverse. They imagine worst-case scenarios, debt, lack, embarrassment, and fear. Then they live them. And they say, "See, I told you so." But it's not fate. It's creation. They imagined it, energized it, and received it. You have the power to flip this around. You can use the same creative tool, your imagination, to craft a life of wealth, ease, and abundance. You can paint mental pictures of success so vivid that your subconscious believes them, and the universe responds accordingly. This is not magic. This is law. Just like planting a seed in soil, what you plant you grow. Imagination is the seed, reality is the harvest. It's important to protect this inner vision. Don't share your mental images with people who will mock them or inject doubt. Keep your vision sacred. Feed it with faith, affirmations, and aligned action. Guard it against negativity. Every time you return to that image in your mind, you are reinforcing its foundation. You are telling your inner self, "This is where I'm going. This is who I am. This is already mine." Imagination is far more than a creative escape. It is the gateway to everything you desire. Wealth does not start in your wallet, it starts in your mind. If you can see it in your imagination with clarity, consistency, and emotion, you will be guided toward it by forces greater than your logic. Begin now. Close your eyes, see the life you want, and live in that vision each day. Because the hidden law of money is this: what you vividly imagine, faithfully believe, and consistently expect must come to pass. Gratitude is not just a polite response to life's blessings. It is a spiritual technology, a powerful vibration, and an energetic frequency that can unlock abundance faster than almost anything else. It is the key that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. It turns lack into sufficiency and scarcity into overflow. It is not simply a good habit. It is a hidden law that governs your relationship with money. If you want to receive more, you must learn to deeply and consistently give thanks for what you already have. Most people believe that gratitude follows abundance, that once they receive the car, the job, the house, the money, then they will be grateful. But the truth is the opposite: abundance follows gratitude. It is not a reaction, it is a cause. Gratitude is the signal you send out into the universe that says, "I am ready for more. I see what I have, I bless it, and I am in harmony with greater good." This is a sacred spiritual principle. If you cannot appreciate what you have, no matter how small, you block yourself from receiving what you desire. Florence Scovel Shinn often reminded her readers that every blessing grows when it is acknowledged. To give thanks is to multiply. It may seem simple, but it is profound. When you feel genuine gratitude, your emotional state shifts. You go from stress to serenity, from fear to faith, from lack to abundance. And in that shift, your energy field changes. You begin attracting people, ideas, and resources that reflect your elevated state. Gratitude raises your vibration to match the frequency of wealth. Think of it like tuning a radio. If you're tuned to the frequency of lack, worry, and resentment, you're receiving messages that match that energy: bills, delays, and struggle. But when you shift your internal dial to gratitude, you're tuning in to solutions, inspiration, and prosperity. It's not magic, it's alignment. The practice of gratitude rewires the mind. It trains your brain to see what's working, what's flowing, what's already good, instead of waking up and noticing what's missing. The unpaid bills, the unpaid debts, the unmet goals. You begin to notice the sunlight on your face, the roof over your head, the food in your fridge, the opportunities that are already present. And when you appreciate them, they expand. Gratitude is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you focus it on grows in size and impact. People often wonder why their affirmations don't seem to work. They say the right words, but their hearts are filled with bitterness, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Words without feeling have little power. But when you add genuine gratitude to your affirmations, when you say, "I am grateful for money flowing into my life," and actually feel the thankfulness, the universe takes notice. It responds not to words alone, but to emotion, vibration, and alignment. You can be grateful for what you already have, and you can also express gratitude for what is coming, even before it arrives. This is a powerful manifestation practice. When you give thanks in advance for the financial breakthrough, the unexpected income, the promotion, the business growth, you create a space for it to show up. You are saying, "I believe it is already mine." Gratitude in advance is faith in action. It's a declaration that your good is already on its way, and you are preparing to receive it. Gratitude is not passive. It's a force. It heals resentment. It softens resistance. It dissolves doubt. When you are truly grateful, there's no room for fear. When you are immersed in appreciation, you can't be consumed by envy, worry, or lack. Gratitude shifts the narrative of your life from not enough to more than enough. And that shift opens doors that effort alone cannot. Even during difficult times, gratitude is the ladder that lifts you out. You may not be where you want to be financially, but there is always something to honor, something to appreciate, something to bless. If you're breathing, if you're reading this, if you have access to any kind of resource, you have something that someone else is praying for. Recognize it, bless it, celebrate it. This is how you turn small beginnings into great abundance. In practical terms, start and end your day with gratitude. List 5 things you're thankful for. Speak them aloud. Write them down. Let yourself feel the joy of appreciation. It might be something as small as clean water or a kind message from a friend. But the more you focus on what's good, the more good you create. The universe rewards awareness, and gratitude is the highest awareness of good. You can even practice gratitude with money itself. Bless the money you have, no matter the amount. When you pay bills, instead of complaining, say, "Thank you, God, that I have money to pay this. Thank you that more is on the way." When you receive income, say, "Thank you for this financial blessing. I welcome more." Even when it feels like you have nothing, gratitude is the spiritual declaration that says, "I have everything I need, and more is coming." In conclusion, if you truly want to become richer than you've ever dreamed, you must become a master of gratitude, not just when life is easy, but when things are uncertain. Not just for what's visible, but for what's unseen. Gratitude is the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. It lifts your energy, aligns your vibration, and opens the channels of receiving. It is the hidden law behind abundance, a spiritual force more powerful than hard work and more lasting than chance. The more grateful you are, the more you'll have to be grateful for. Because when you honor what's in your hands, the universe trusts you with more. You may think that your income is determined by your degree, your work ethic, your job title, or your connections. While those things can play a role, they are not the root cause. The real determining factor of your financial reality is your vibration. The energy you radiate, the frequency you live on, the emotional tone that fills your thoughts, words, and actions. Your vibration is your signal to the universe, and money responds not to desperation or effort alone, but to alignment. Everything in the universe is energy, including money. It has a vibration just like love, joy, fear, and anger. You are also energy. You are constantly broadcasting your emotional state through your thoughts, feelings, words, and behaviors. This broadcast either aligns with the vibration of wealth or it repels it. If your dominant state is worry, lack, stress, or resentment, then you are not in vibrational harmony with abundance, even if you work endlessly hard. And because the law of attraction responds to energy, not effort, you keep receiving more of the same low, vibrational reality, struggle, limitation, and scarcity. On the other hand, when you begin to live in the emotional frequency of abundance, when you radiate confidence, gratitude, peace, and joy, you become a magnet for wealth. You start receiving ideas, connections, and opportunities that match that higher frequency. It's not coincidence, it's vibrational law. You attract not what you want, but what you are in alignment with. Florence Scovel Shinn understood this well. She didn't teach people to chase money, but to align themselves with divine supply. She taught that fear repels, but faith attracts. The outer world is always a reflection of the inner state. That's why 2 people can work the same job, in the same company, with the same qualifications, and yet one constantly prospers while the other stays stagnant. The difference is not in skill or luck, it's in vibration. To raise your income, you must first raise your vibration. That means shifting your dominant emotional state to one that matches abundance. If wealth feels expansive, joyful, free, and peaceful, then those are the states you must practice now. You can't afford to wait until your bank account grows to feel secure. You must feel secure now to allow your bank account to grow. This is the reversal that most people miss. They say, "I'll feel good when I have money," but the law says, "Feel good, and the money will come." Your emotional state is a form of communication with the universe. If you're constantly vibrating fear, you are saying, "I don't trust that more is coming." If you're vibrating frustration, you're saying, "Things are not working for me." The universe responds faithfully to whatever you believe and embody, not just what you say with your mouth. That's why simply repeating affirmations without changing your inner state often leads to disappointment. It's not enough to say, "I am wealthy," while internally feeling afraid, bitter, or unworthy. To truly change your vibration, you must shift how you feel about money. Instead of seeing it as a source of pressure, begin to see it as a tool for freedom, joy, and generosity. Bless the money you have now, no matter how small. Feel appreciation for every dollar, every opportunity, every gesture of support. When you feel joy around money, you activate a frequency that invites more of it into your experience. But when you feel guilt, shame, or fear around money, you shut the door to its flow. Raising your vibration is not just about thinking positively, it's about embodying a new state of being. That might mean changing your environment, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, listening to empowering content, or meditating regularly. It could mean practicing gratitude movement, or even simply sitting in silence and breathing deeply until peace returns. The goal is to become emotionally and energetically tuned to the version of yourself who is already abundant. You have to become the person who naturally attracts wealth, not by pretending, but by practicing the feelings of that version of you now. Ask yourself, how does the wealthy version of me feel when they wake up? How do they respond to challenges? How do they talk about money? How do they carry themselves? And then, step into that. Not someday, but now. When you match that version vibrationally, the outer circumstances must adjust to reflect it. This is not about faking it. It's about faithing it. It's about recognizing that the universe is always listening to your energy, and that your job is not to chase, but to align. The more you live in the frequency of ease, joy, trust, and gratitude, the more money becomes a natural byproduct of your state, rather than a reward for burnout and struggle. Vibration is not something abstract, you can feel it. When you are in high vibration, you feel expansive, open, creative, and free. You get ideas, you attract synchronicities, you notice beauty, time flows, people respond positively. But when you are in low vibration, everything feels heavy, blocked, frustrating, and slow. Your vibration is your signal to life, and you are the only one who can tune it. In conclusion, your income is not just a number. It's a mirror of your vibration. It reflects how you feel about yourself, your worth, your value, and your alignment with abundance. If you want to earn more, give more, and experience more, start by tuning your inner world. Shift from fear to faith, from stress to gratitude, from resentment to joy. Feel as if the wealth you desire is already yours, because vibrationally it is. When you become a match to abundance within, the physical world has no choice but to follow. Raise your vibration, and you will raise your income, not by force, but by spiritual law. Money, for many people, is one of the greatest sources of anxiety, worry, and fear. It seems elusive, unstable, and uncertain. The ups and downs of bank accounts, the pressure of bills, the fear of unexpected expenses. All of these emotional reactions are rooted in one deep, often unconscious belief that money is unpredictable and hard to trust. But what if that fear is doing more than just making you uncomfortable? What if it's actively keeping abundance out of your life? Because here's the truth. You cannot attract what you fear. You cannot magnetize money while being in a constant state of stress about it. That's why the hidden law of wealth is this: faith must replace fear around finances. Fear is a contracting energy. It shrinks your mind, tightens your body, and shuts down creative flow. It keeps you playing small, second, guessing yourself, and expecting the worst. When you act from fear, whether it's hoarding money, undercharging for your work, avoiding financial conversations, or settling for less, you are broadcasting a powerful signal that says, "I do not believe there is enough. I do not believe I can be supported. I do not believe money can come easily or often." Now contrast that with faith. Faith is expansive. It opens the heart, calms the mind, and activates intuition. When you operate from faith, you trust that your needs will be met, even when you don't yet see the how. You move with confidence, make bold decisions, take inspired action, and release resistance. You begin to live from a deeper truth, that the universe is abundant, and that you are connected to a source that never runs dry. Florence Scovel Shinn was adamant about the power of faith. She said, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. This is not blind optimism or false hope. This is spiritual certainty. It's the knowing that there is a divine plan unfolding, and that your job is not to panic, but to stay aligned with it." Fear says, "What if there's not enough?" Faith says, "There is always more where that came from." Replacing fear with faith is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to believe in possibility even in the face of difficulty. It means looking at an empty wallet and saying, "This is temporary. Greater supply is already on its way." It means getting a bill and saying, "Thank you for the reminder of my financial strength. I trust I can handle this with grace." It's about walking through uncertainty with a calm heart, because your inner world is grounded in something unshakable. Most people were raised in fear-based financial systems. We were taught that money is limited, that it's a struggle to earn, and that success is for the lucky few. These beliefs plant seeds of fear that grow into lives of quiet desperation. But these beliefs are just that, beliefs. And what is learned can be unlearned. The moment you choose faith over fear, you begin to shift your financial destiny. You begin to operate from a different energy, a different perspective, and a different vibration, one that allows money to flow in new and unexpected ways. Faith doesn't mean doing nothing and hoping money appears. Faith means taking action from a place of peace rather than panic. It means showing up fully in your purpose, saying yes to opportunities, and listening to intuitive guidance without needing to control every detail. When you act from faith, your energy changes. You stop repelling wealth with your fear, and you begin inviting it with your calm conviction. It's important to note that faith doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means you choose not to let fear make your decisions. Fear can speak, but faith gets the final word. Fear may whisper, "What if you fail?" And faith answers, "What if this is the breakthrough I've been waiting for?" The more you lean into faith, the smaller fear becomes. And the more peace you cultivate, the more receptive you become to the wealth that's been waiting to reach you. One of the most powerful practices to shift from fear to faith is through affirmation and meditation. Speak words that reinforce divine truth. I am supported. I am supplied. I am aligned with divine abundance. Money flows to me with ease and grace. Don't just say the words. Feel them. Let them penetrate deep into your consciousness until they become more real than your fears. In quiet moments, visualize yourself surrounded by light, peace, and plenty. See yourself receiving, giving, and living in financial freedom. Let your nervous system learn what safety around money feels like. Fear keeps you in survival. Faith moves you into creation. When you are stuck in fear, your choices become reactive and desperate. You grab what you can, say yes to what drains you, and hold on to things that no longer serve you. But when you are grounded in faith, you become deliberate, expansive, and magnetic. You attract opportunities that align with your purpose because your energy is clear, confident, and open. This shift is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Fear will try to creep in through news headlines, unexpected bills, or past conditioning. But every time it does, you have a choice. You can panic or you can pause. You can contract or you can center yourself in trust. You can spiral down or you can stand firm in your spiritual truth, that you are connected to a source that is limitless, generous, and responsive to faith. In conclusion, fear is the greatest block to financial flow. It keeps abundance at arm's length, even when it's trying to reach you. Faith, on the other hand, opens the doors wide. It invites money in with peace, welcomes opportunity with joy, and trusts the process even when the path is unclear. The hidden law of money is simple. You receive according to your vibration, and your vibration is determined by the energy you embody. When you replace fear with faith, you don't just change your mindset, you change your financial reality. Let go of the fear, step into faith, and watch as the wealth you once chased begins chasing you. There is a profound spiritual and psychological truth at the heart of wealth creation that most people overlook. You must act as if it's already yours. This idea may sound like wishful thinking to some, but in reality, it's a deep principle rooted in how consciousness shapes reality. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you are being, to the energy you embody, the certainty you express, and the actions you take. If you want more wealth in your life, you must begin aligning your identity, your behavior, and your vibration with the version of you who already has it. Most people are waiting for money to arrive before they feel abundant. They are waiting for success before they believe they're successful. But that's backward. The truth is, you don't attract what you desire, you attract what you are aligned with. To create lasting wealth, you must shift from longing to living. You must step into the mindset, energy, and behaviors of someone who already lives in financial freedom, even if your current circumstances seem far from it. This doesn't mean recklessly spending money you don't have or pretending you're rich when you're struggling. It means embodying the emotional and mental posture of abundance, thinking thoughts of prosperity, speaking with confidence, walking with purpose, and treating yourself with the dignity and self-respect that wealth requires. It's about upgrading the small habits, how you dress, how you speak about money, how you manage your resources, how you carry yourself. Everything becomes a declaration. I am ready, I am available, I am worthy. Acting as if doesn't just shift how the universe sees you, it shifts how you see yourself. It changes your neural wiring. When you consistently behave in alignment with abundance, your subconscious mind begins to accept that version of reality as truth. And once your subconscious accepts it, the external world starts to catch up. You begin noticing opportunities you missed before. You begin feeling more energized, more magnetic, more clear. You begin attracting people, resources, and circumstances that reflect your elevated state of being. Florence Scovel Shinn often emphasized that faith must be expressed through action. She said, "You must prepare for the thing you have asked for, even though there is no sign of it in sight." That is what acting as if truly means. It is a sacred preparation, a declaration of faith, a willingness to step into the life you desire before it fully arrives. If you were truly wealthy today, how would you act? How would you think? How would you treat others? How would you treat yourself? These are not idle questions. They are the very instructions for your transformation. The danger is in waiting. So many people delay their dreams, saying, "I'll act more confident when I earn more," or "I'll take that leap once I have the money." But this delay is often the very reason the wealth never comes. The universe responds to bold energy, to movement, to readiness. When you step forward as if your success is inevitable, doors begin to open. When you hesitate and doubt, those doors often remain closed. Action is the language of faith, and the more you act as if, the more real your dreams become. Imagine two people applying for the same opportunity. One is nervous, uncertain, and clearly caught in lack. Their energy says, "I'm desperate, please help me." The other walks in with poise, clarity, and calm expectation. Their energy says, "I belong here." Who do you think gets chosen? It's not always the person with the most experience, but the one who most clearly embodies the energy of success. Life responds to presence, and presence is built through repetition, consistency, and the courage to act from your vision, not your fears. One of the most practical ways to act as if is through your daily decisions. When you wake up, do you start your day in chaos or clarity? Do you handle your money with respect, tracking it, blessing it, managing it? Or do you avoid it and treat it like an enemy? Do you speak about your future as if it's already unfolding in your favor? Or do you constantly complain about how hard things are? These subtle cues send strong signals. When your life is organized around the identity of someone who is already wealthy, the universe mirrors that truth back to you. Another powerful practice is to bless what you have and use it well. If you only have a small amount of money, treat it as sacred. Be intentional with every purchase. Give thanks as you spend. Visualize it multiplying as it leaves your hand. Abundance grows where it is respected. Even if you're in debt, act from a place of order and intention. Make payment plans, speak positively about your progress, and declare that your wealth is being restored. The way you engage with what you have determines what more can come. Acting as if also means expanding your self-image. You are not your bank account. You are not your current job. You are not your past financial mistakes. You are a powerful creator, a vessel for divine supply, a magnet for infinite abundance. When you walk into a room, walk as someone who knows their value. When you speak about your work, speak with conviction. When you look in the mirror, see someone who is rising, growing, and stepping into a destiny of overflow. In the end, the hidden law is this: you do not wait to feel abundant. You choose it now. You do not wait to feel rich. You carry that feeling in your heart, even before your pockets reflect it. That feeling, that energy, that posture of readiness is what draws wealth to you. You become a living, breathing invitation to prosperity. And when the world sees you that way, money, opportunities, and success start arriving, not because you chase them, but because you match them. To conclude, acting as if it's already yours is not about pretending or faking. It's about stepping into alignment with a higher truth. It's about letting go of doubt, hesitation, and smallness, and choosing instead to walk in the power and peace of someone who knows they are worthy of wealth. The world mirrors back the energy you project. So act, speak, and move as if you are already wealthy, and soon the world will have no choice but to agree with you.